In today's episode, I'm going to answer a question that is quite usual to me, which is how to build a startup without a CTO. And I have to say that before building a startup without a CTO, you actually need to understand what CTO does and then learn what you can learn by yourself or what you need to delegate and how to delegate it. But I'm going to tell you a bit more in today's episode and about as well a free course that I just published recently about how to build a startup without CTO and understand what CTO does on the early stage of a company. Hello everyone. So, as you know, I am the founder of My CTO Friend, and I'm very proud that I helped more than hundreds startups. I think it's more than 200 startups so far to build their product, to launch their company. And launching a company without a CTO is definitely something that is doable, that we can do, and I can definitely help you with that. So here are the two key things that you absolutely need to understand. First, before launching a startup without a CTO, you need to understand what CTO does. What are the 4 roles of a CTO, what they do, what they are supposed to do on the early stage of the startups. And often when the startups don't succeed, it's also because the CTO did not really understood what he has to do, or he haven't done things properly, etc. So that's important for the CEO to understand that role perfectly. And the second thing is, once you understand that role, is to learn what's easy enough to do, what's easy enough to learn by yourself, so you can basically learn to do some project management, etc. as a CEO, and that's going to be some very good knowledge to have, and that's also will teach you things that you will need to know down the road anyway on the growth stage. And once you understand those roles, you absolutely need to have some help to decide who to work with, which type of technical profile you need to work with. Because if you just take a provider, the provider will guide you towards what he do the best, but that might not be what's the best for you and your strategy. For example, I recently coached a startup, and this startup was about to move forward with a provider, and that provider was offering some services in a specific language. But the drawback of that language, although it's very performant and very effective, etc., is that if the startup would agree to move with this language, they would be stuck. Because this language requires high profile and it requires also several engineers. So that means that if at some point the startups want to internalize the development, it will be much harder and they will have to hire more developers than what she can maybe afford at some point. And that's why it is way better to focus on an external advice to choose what's the best type of provider, the best type of technology you need to choose for your company. So just long story short, if you really want to know more about that and how you can build a startup without a tech background and without tech co-founder, just head over myctofriend.co. I recently published that course. That's a course I've been creating for years, and I did it. I did that conference many times in incubators, accelerators, as well as online. And that's I improved it since then. And that's the best things you absolutely need to know if you are in that situation, if you are a startup founder without a technical background. So wishing you a great day, and just get to myctofriend.co. That will help you. That will help you for sure. Wishing you a great day, and bye for now.